extremists clearly, those who were leading the riots, told that Gandhi is not our leader in spite of him being the leader of the national movement, because at the end of the day, he's a kafir. And even Gandhi turned out very sadly to be an apologist, and his exact words were, Hindus are not without blame. They have not treated the Mopla as a friend. It's of no use being angry with the Mopla or the Musalman in general. Now, even today, Prafulla ji, we see a lot of ISIS recruits coming from the regions of northern Kerala, and we have still not solved the issue, have we? So, what is your closing comments on this?
See, please try and understand, when it comes to Gandhi's strategy, it was very clear. Gandhi thought that Khilafat has already attraction within the Muslim community.
Right.
If we support that cause and against the support of the Muslim community to the idea of non-cooperation, then it will create a solid Hindu-Muslim brotherhood, and ultimately it will help us in fighting against the British. What he missed out perhaps was that this idea of British government being Darul Harab, and this idea of Khudam Kaaba, the servants of the Mecca shrine, another organization that was actually controlling the entire Khilafat movement.
Okay.
They were, it simply means servants of the Mecca shrine. Khudam Kaaba means. So this became a rallying point for pan-Islamism. What was, completely alien to common Indian Muslims. I'm not talking about the ulemas and the Deobandis and the major Khilafati leaders were very clear about their idea. But common Muslim was not connected to this idea of pan-Islamism till then. Unfortunately, Khilafat movement gave them the ground to connect with the pan-Islamism, and that ultimately led to even the idea of Pakistan. And that is the same sentiment that some land, if not ruled by the Muslims, where the Muslim laws are not there, where Sharia is not there. And that's why we should remember what Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar has written in his book on Pakistan or the partition of India. On page 163, he writes about these Mopla riots. Beginning with the year 1920, there occurred in that year in Malabar what is known as the Mopla Rebellion. It was the result of the agitation carried out by two Muslim organizations, the Khudam Kaaba and the Central Caliphate Committee. Agitators actually preached the doctrine that India under the British government was Darul Harb, and that the Muslim must fight against it, and if they could not, they must carry out the alternative principle of Hijrat. The Moplas were suddenly carried off their feet by this agitation. The outbreak was essentially, though a rebellion against the British, what the aim was to establish the kingdom of Islam.
Right.
Now, if this idea is clear, then we understand why what Babasaheb Ambedkar said later in the same chapter, that the Hindus were visited by a dire fate at the hands of the Moplas. Massacres, forcible conversions, desecration of temples, foul outrages upon women, such as ripping open pregnant women, pillage, arson, and destruction, in short, all the accompaniments of brutal and unrestrained barbarism were perpetrated freely by the Moplas upon the Hindus until such time as troops could hurry to task of restoring order through a difficult and extensive tract of the country. Now, this is a very important conclusion that Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar has drawn, and this is an eye-opener. This was happening for the formation of Islamic kingdom. That similar kind of kingdom is reappearing in the form of Taliban in Afghanistan. Afghanistan was against a very important cradle for Hindu-Buddhist civilization that
Yes.
is completely destroyed. In the earlier avatar of Taliban also, we have seen the way Bamiyan Buddha was completely destructed. So we are seeing the similar, and that's why we should be very careful. And when unfortunately the Kerala government is trying to celebrate this as 100 years of Mopla rebellion, as if it was a great freedom movement, unfortunately
Right.
they are again playing with the fire. They are again encouraging the same kind of sentiments where the ideas like ISIS, Al Qaeda, or Taliban will get attraction within the Muslim community. And we are seeing some traits already in the Malabar region. And that's why we should revisit this entire phase, this entire chapter. In fact, there is one doctoral dissertation that has happened in Pakistan also, from Khilafat to Pakistan. It is a 4-volume book that is available. So I think we should go through each and every event and how it was executed, the idea of Pakistan. It is the lesson worth revisiting, rereading, because from 1920 to 1947, this idea was carried out and executed. We should not face the similar fate again and again. And for this, the sacred, this geoculturally very important landmass that has survived with this idea of celebrating spiritual democracy throughout the civilization. This is for restoring, retaining, re-establishing this idea that all ways are true and respected. This is the, if we really want to take this fight to this critical issue, then we must revisit and learn lessons from what happened in August 1921.
Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.